So here's what we have to do. We're not going to control the pandemic. We are going to control the fact that we get vaccines, therapeutics, and other mitigation
Why aren't we going to get
areas
control of the pandemic?
Because it is a contagious virus, just like the flu.
Yeah, but why not make efforts to contain it?
Well, we are making efforts to contain it.
By running all over the country, not wearing a mask?
I want you to listen to this stunning admission by the Chief of Staff for the White House, Mark Meadows, Chief of Staff for President Trump, as he admits that they have no intention of controlling this virus, and their only hope is for a vaccine, when scientists have said that we have the capacity to slow down the spread of this virus, and it will be a long time before we get a vaccine. Listen in.
So here's what we have to do. We're not going to control the pandemic. We are going to control the fact that we get vaccines, therapeutics, and other mitigation
Why aren't we going to get
areas
control of the pandemic?
Because it is a contagious virus, just like the flu.
Yeah, but why not make efforts to contain it?
Well, we are making efforts to contain it.
By running all over the country, not wearing a mask?
Jake,
that's what the Vice President's doing.
We can get into the back and forth. Let me just say this. Is what we need to do is make sure that we have the proper mitigation factors, whether it's therapies or vaccines or treatments, to make sure that people don't die from this. But to suggest that we're going to actually quarantine all of America, lock down our economy.
No one's saying that.
Well, they are. Joe Biden's saying that. He says lock everybody down. We're going to have a dark winter. We're going to have a dark winter.
That's what health officials say. That's what health officials say, that it's going to get worse.
No,
we
that's
have the
Joe
two
Biden's
worst days.
Jake, let's be honest.
Infections, Friday and Saturday.
Let's be honest here. The health officials did not say dark winter. Those were Joe Biden's words.
He was quoting a health official. I think he was quoting William Haseltine.
When we look at the number of cases increasing, what we have to do is make sure that we fight it with therapeutics and vaccines, take proper mitigation factors in terms of social distancing and masks when we can. And when we look at this, we're going to defeat it, Jake, because we're Americans. We do that. And this president is leading while Joe Biden is sitting there suggesting that we're going to mandate masks.
That last sentence, I'm going to play it again, because he's saying that Joe Biden is wrong for trying to suggest that we mandate masks. Listen.
We're Americans. We do that. And this president is leading while Joe Biden is sitting there suggesting that we're going to mandate masks.
I want you to understand what's actually happening here. They are already admitting that they have no intention of controlling the virus. They have no intention of doing anything that's going to slow the spread of the virus. Their only hope is for a vaccine. And we don't know exactly how long it's going to take before we get an effective vaccine. But instead of doing the very practical and reasonable things that are at our disposal right now that can slow the rate of spread, they continue to politicize a mask mandate. Wearing a mask is literally the least we can do. It is the lowest barrier to entry for slowing down this pandemic. It is nothing for us to wear a mask in exchange for saving lives. But they continue to play this game about not wanting to mandate masks because we're Americans.
We're Americans. We do that. And this president is leading while Joe Biden is sitting there suggesting that we're going to mandate masks.
A new study shows that faulty U.S. COVID-19 response meant 130,000 to 210,000 avoidable deaths. There were 130 to 210,000 avoidable deaths if we had just responded appropriately. And here the Chief of Staff of the President of the United States is politicizing wearing a mask. He's venerating not wearing a mask as some noble feature of being an American. In addition to it, he is admitting that we are not trying to control the virus. If there's no other reason to get rid of Donald Trump, to get him out of office, it is the fact that we have lost 130 to 210,000 lives that did not have to die because of the inept and irresponsible and malignantly incompetent response to COVID-19 by President Donald Trump. And it continues to this day. They still have not learned their lesson. And as a result, even more people are going to die.
We're Americans. We do that. And this president is leading while Joe Biden is sitting there suggesting that we're going to mandate masks.